Taurus, welcome to your early September 2021 general tarot reading. It's Raina here. Interesting. Got the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Isn't that interesting? Okay. The heart of the matter is the Four of Cups. And even if you don't know anything about the tarot, you can kind of get a feeling for that person under the tree. That person under the tree has their arms folded, you know, in body language. It's like they're closing off emotionally. And the cups represent the emotions, represent the water signs. And the cloud, you know, sometimes the cloud can mean that the universe is offering something and the person is rejecting it. Actually, even if it's in the form of a person who is giving them some kind of affection that they claim that they want, it's not the kind that they want. Or maybe now they're dissatisfied with that person's affection. If it's in the form of like a work situation, let me just say that in general, this is a card of dissatisfaction. So sometimes we are satisfied with something until we're not. You know, it's not like we didn't like it from the beginning. And we just want to, you know, change course, but perhaps it's daunting, you know, you don't want to make a change, or you're not sure if you have the right to make a change. There might be things like that going on in your head. The card that's in the past position that can kind of shed light on this is the Hangman. And, you know, there are different interpretations of the Hangman in this context. It can be you know, like, for instance, somebody jerking you around. I was going to say, not in a good way. Somebody who is constantly making a deadline and then they extend it, promising you something and never delivering it, and you're getting disillusioned. The Four of Cups can be that sense of disillusionment because maybe you believed that person and now you're starting to wonder if that person has been playing you. This can show up in different areas of life. You know, one of the things I think of a lot is if you're waiting for a person, like a potential partner, to leave their marriage and they promise they're going to do it and they never do. That's one of the big ones. And that is a form of jerking somebody around, especially if they never told you they were married to begin with. And then you found out some other way. Actually, to me, if you find out something that somebody did after the fact, that's a very big red flag. Because they're being dishonest with you from the beginning. They're willing to go outside of their marriage and they're not telling that person about it. So there can be disillusionment, but in that particular scenario, it's not like you should have been under any illusions to begin with, because you should have realized what you were dealing with as soon as you found out about that. But you hung in there. The Hangman, get it? But in other cases, it can be like, you know, yeah, you're going to get a raise. Yeah, you're going to get a promotion. And there's always some excuse why it never happens. And again, it's like, of course you can quit and you can walk away, but it's almost like the dissatisfaction is something that is keeping you in that sense of being trapped, because maybe you complain to other people about it and all of this, but you never do anything about it. The higher message is the Queen of Pentacles. In some cases, the Queen of Pentacles to me can mean that you really don't have to do much of anything, that you are financially well off, and you can afford to take time off and just enjoy your home life. This is a very domestic kind of a card. This can be like a gardening, doing things, maybe being a stay-at-home mother type of a person, or raising your children at home, homeschooling, having a business at home. You could be taking advantage of your home front for making money. You don't have to go out, and you don't have to depend on somebody else. Actually, in September, the first week in September is especially good for some kind of launches. You do have, I would even say, you could even say longer than that, mid-month, until we have a Mercury retrograde at the end of the month. But in any case, the point is that the 5th house for you is Virgo, and the 5th house can be your own business. So you might be, going in that direction, and you don't even know it, because you want to, because you're feeling that sense of dissatisfaction working for somebody else. What crosses you is the Ace of Pentacles. This is kind of what I was alluding to, and I wasn't even thinking about this card. This is a new beginning when it comes to money, finances. This could be a windfall that you receive, or maybe, this could be something that comes up for you, but I'm wondering if some of you have already received something like this, and you're not putting it to good use, or because if you see, there's that portal that the shrubbery represent, that kind of like opening, and that is to indicate the ace, which is a new beginning. And when it's in the challenge position, it's like you might not be taking advantage of new opportunities, because you're allowing your emotions to overshadow your possibilities. And this is when someone gets into a negative mindset, that they tend to do that, where they focus on what is lacking in that situation instead of what is being offered to them. Because that could be the cups too, is that you're being offered something, and maybe it is coming from the heart, and it has a sense of what's the word, authenticity connected to it, like it's heartfelt, and because of the mood that you're in, you're not willing to receive it, and it's almost like pouting on your part, that you can't see what's going on. It's interesting, too, because I'm thinking of the Hangman. It's kind of like the person who chases after someone who is unavailable. And there's somebody in their midst who is really, like, into them and really, like, cares about them. And they're disinterested. They have no interest in that person, because they're chasing after this unavailable person. So if you have found yourself in that pattern, Taurus, really stop and look at that, because that is really a self-defeating behavior. And by the way, look to see, especially if your Venus is in Gemini, because that will make you a lot more fickle in love, and a lot more afraid of intimacy, commitment, and a tendency to kind of go here and go there and not really stick to anything. Even though Taurus people tend to stick to things. That could be your 1 week link in your romantic life where you just go from one person to another like a butterfly who has ADD or something, you know. What's coming in is the Queen. I misgendered the King of Wands. Please forgive me. The King of Wands, and this is a card of. I like this. This is about stepping into your power, okay? And there is that sense of like, you know, taking charge of your own life, okay? And sometimes this comes about because you finally get fed up. You finally decide that you no longer can take it anymore. You feel like you might feel right now like you're in no man's land, where you don't feel like you have any place to go, but there's nowhere. It's like you're kind of like stuck between two worlds. And this can happen, obviously, like with relationships, if you've allowed yourself to wait for somebody who is making empty promises and you are in love with that person, then that can be a trap. But also, like, professionally, you may be refusing to look for a new job because you don't want to put things in motion. You're afraid, and I know that feeling where it's like you want to just hang on to what's going on because you know that once you take that action and look for a new job, and, you know, maybe send a resume out or something like that, that it could set a whole chain of events happening, and you don't really want to do that. You're afraid to do that for some reason. Maybe you feel like then you would have to act on it. So you're kind of like, to me, in a sense, clinging to that dissatisfied state and using it as an excuse not to move forward. And I feel like you're going to just take charge and you're going to have the courage to change. Will it be in the month of September for you? I think that, yes, it could be, but it will probably be beyond this reading. It'll probably be more like at the end of September or into October. You will have a new moon in your 6th house, which is the house of work, in early, like a month from now, as I record this in early September. So in the first week of October, you will have a new moon in that 6th house, and that could be the time, if you are dissatisfied with your job situation, or if you are in between jobs and you are fielding offers, you may be dissatisfied with what is coming in, but within a month's time, you may find that actually, to be honest with you, the King of Wands seems more to me like you hiring yourself. But if you are working for somebody else, I think that you're going to be very proactive and you're going to lay down the terms, lay down the law. You're not going to just you're not going to just lay down for somebody else because you've been through the ringer and you don't like how that feels. The outcome is the Queen of Wands. Again, you know, I did get the Queen of Pentacles. Both of these cards can relate to me, to being a mother. I mean, the Queen can be the mother, but they both can be connected to work. So if you are a woman, or even a man, if you have been taking care of your children from home, but you still have been feeling like you need to earn money, I feel like you're going to resolve that, and you're not going to have to settle for less, like you're going to deprive your children of anything, or not be able to make a living either. I think you're going to be able to work that out. Sometimes, you know, I don't drive. I actually ride a bicycle. And sometimes I see people standing at bus stops, and I think to myself, oh, you know, just get a bike. I don't care if you're in your 50s or your 60s. Get something. Get an adult tricycle. But you know what? Because they probably, if they can't just walk where they're going, they could probably, you know, ride a bicycle there. And, you know, if you have groceries, you can carry them on your bike and stuff like that, instead of waiting for somebody else. That's how I see the hangman, is this idea of, you know, there's like, to me, there's something I just can't stand about, you know, having to be dependent on somebody else for, you know, getting me from one place to another. For instance, with a bus that you never know when it's going to really come, you know, and you're just standing there. And I would rather take action. So this is about being proactive. The wands relate to fire energy. So this particular card connects to Sag. I connected to Leo. So, you know, Aries is the other fire sign. If there's somebody in your life who may be helping you out, male or female, with both of these cards, maybe somebody who is like a boss, or somebody in a position of authority who can vouch for you, can give you a good recommendation, can steer you in the right direction. Because the fire element connects with freedom, autonomy, creativity, and career. And all of these themes may be coming up for you, Taurus, because you feel like you have been between a rock and a hard place. So I hope that this resonated. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.